Extravagant fragrances. What's going on, everybody? Uh, we are streaming live here. It is Thursday, and just really quick, I don't think I'm gonna make this a live stream. I just want to kind of just touch bases here on some of the top reliable fragrances that personally I find to be must-haves. These are fragrances that they've been around for a while, and they have been time tested. So let's just jump straight into it, guys. And I'm just going to go straight down my master list, and I'm just going to start naming them off. And these are fragrances currently that I find to be time tested. These are fragrances that I think will be around for a while, that I know I can sell. Um, I can't really say the same for everybody. If depending on who your supplier is, depending on who makes your fragrance, that also is a factor. But I can say for myself, these are just fragrances that I find to be time tested and fragrances that I know that I just need to have them in stock. And so let's just run straight down the list. And first one on this list is going to be the compared to 212 Carolina Herrera. That's going to be one that I mean, this fragrance goes all the way back from the time that I started this business, and this has just been one of those fragrances that I know I just have to have it because people still want that fragrance. It's still a timeless scent. It still smells very modern, and so that's going on the list. Let's see here. Let's go straight down. Um, Compared to Azaro Wanted, that's another fragrance that it so far has stood the test of time. It's not really a new release or anything like that, but this is one of those fragrances that I know I need to keep. And as a matter of fact, I have that coming in large quantity. I want to say this week or maybe earliest next week. The next one on the list is going to be the compared to Be Delicious for men and also for women. And next one on the list is going to be the Black Code must have. The next one on the list uh, is going to be, let's see here. Okay, here we go. Compared to Creed Imperial, Creed Royal Oud, the Creed Viking. I would say the Creed Malezmi 1872, but honestly, that's a really nice fragrance. I personally like it a lot. However, it's just, I don't know. For some reason, people don't really gravitate to that fragrance. So that's not on the list as a something that I know. Like if I was gonna make a purchase in large quantity, I wouldn't pick that fragrance. But the Creed Imperial, the Creed Royal Oud, most definitely. The compared to Desire, that one is another must-have on my list. Another one that I would say are must-haves that has stood the test of time. It's going to be the good old classic Dior Sauvage. I don't know if I should be calling that a classic. Some people probably don't really consider that an old fragrance yet, but it's been around for some years now. It's been around for quite some years. The Drakkar is another fragrance that I consider to be a time-tested, reliable fragrance for my company. Let's see what else. We're going down, going down. Fahrenheit, another time-tested fragrance. Um, Gucci Guilty for men and women, another time-tested fragrance. Let's see here. All of the Invictuses, all Invictus, I would consider all reliable fragrances. Issey Miyake, another time-tested fragrance. Um, this one on the list, I'm definitely gonna have to mention this, and that is the L'Homme YSL. for Men is another time tested fragrance. I get a lot of demand for that fragrance. And believe it or not, it's really, I'm not even crazy about that fragrance, but that's one of those fragrances that's just like, I know I have to have it. Let's see, the Lamel, John Paul, another time tested fragrance. You just have to have it. Light Blue, Dolce Gabbana. You just have to have that fragrance. And the original Dolce Gabbana, they do a really good job at keeping up the marketing on that. Like the original designer brand, like they refuse to let that one go. They just, I mean, you still see them in the magazines, you still see the ads. So that's a time tested fragrance, and it's still a very, uh, it's timeless. It doesn't smell like a old, you know, an old fragrance that is just not relevant. So that one definitely is on the list. Let's see what else. Let's see what else. What else? Oh, okay. Tom Ford Oud Wood, time tested. Actually, all of the Tom Fords, all of them, uh, are all time tested, and these are fragrances that I particularly think that you need to have if you're in this business. Let's see what else here. Let's go down this list. Pitbull Miami. I've had it long enough where I could feel confident that I need to have this uh, no matter what. All of the polos, well, I won't say all of the polos, but some time tested polos would include Polo Blue, most definitely Polo Black. That's probably one of the biggest sellers out of all the polos. It's going to be the Polo Black. I'm actually surprised because I personally I have a personal preference for the Polo Double Black, but the Polo Double Black is there. It's with the time tested fragrances, something that I would consider if I had money to throw at some large quantity. Polo Black, Polo Double Black, Polo Blue, Polo Red, and also Polo Red Extreme, all time tested. These are regular sellers for me. Let's see. Um, Now, Prada Extreme, that fragrance right there, that fragrance, there was a time where it kind of just sat for a long time, and I will say in the past year, it's kind of picked up. So I don't know. That one is kind of a semi time tested fragrance. I won't put it up there with everything else. Let's see. Tobacco Vanilla, again, the Tom Fords. Tobacco Oud, I don't know. I would have it just because, you know, just because they're. It's one of those fragrances that like when it's in demand, it's in demand. But it's not as big of a mover as all the other Tom Fords that I mentioned. It's like Grey Vetiver, definitely. Tom Ford Italian Cypress, definitely. That's time tested. It's a very good winter wear as well. Tom Ford Extreme Noir, Tom Ford Noir, Tom Ford Tuscan Leather, Ombre Leather, all time tested. And if I were to choose a leather, it would be from among the Tom Fords, either Ombre or Tuscan Leather. They're both equally big movers in my opinion. True Religion, time tested. Uh, Unforgivable, still in demand. Still in demand. Versace Arrows, definitely time tested. Versace Pour Homme, time tested. Something that I would have in stock. And then the Virgin Island Water, the Creed, that's also another time tested fragrance. Um, I don't know if I mentioned the Blue Day Chanel's. All the Blue Day Chanel's, like the Blue Day Chanel, and then also the Blue Day Chanel Parfum, those are all I would consider time tested. And I believe Chanel, it came out with another one recently, and I think it was only you could only like find it in Dubai or something like that. But I had a request for a particular. I think it's Allure Blanche or something like that. That was a requested fragrance. I don't know if I'll get that or not. Okay, so here we go. Let's go down the women's section here. Be Delicious. I already mentioned that one. Compared to the Beyonce Wild Orchid, that one, it's been time tested, but honestly, I have a supplier who's not carrying that anymore. So I might end up discontinuing that fragrance just because it's just a hard one now to get. I knew he wasn't selling that one anymore, so that's probably going to come off the list. But I don't know why I don't have the Beyonce Heat on here, but that one I get a demand for. I won't say it's time tested because I think what happened is I picked that fragrance up at a time where I wasn't able to get the Wild Orchid, and so I need to give that one more time. Uh, let's see, Bright Crystal Versace, time tested. Um, all of the Burberries, those people, those only sell like really when people are in the mood. I don't know what it is. So I can't really say those are all time tested. It may be different for everybody. Chanel number 5, time tested. I wouldn't consider doing this business without Chanel number 5. The Coach Poppy, time tested. I wouldn't consider doing this business without that. And also the Coco Mademoiselle, time tested. Um, the let's see what else. Daisy, the Marc Jacobs, I would consider to be time tested. I actually picked up a new Daisy, or should I say it's made by a different manufacturer. This version, it's stronger than the last version that I got, so I'm pretty pleased about that. The Dreaming Dolce Gabbana, time tested. The light blue for women, also the I would say the classic Dolce Gabbana. That one is kind of like if you're a Dolce fan, like those seem to be the only ones trying to get that one. Let's see here, and I have to mention the fantasy Britney Spears. Oh no, I'm sorry, Believe Britney Spears. Is that even on my master list still? Yep, that's on there. I just want to mention that one because that one was the very first fragrance I sold off of my website, extravagantfragrances.com. So I just wanted to kind of just throw it out there. I have a lot of sentimental value to me. Let's see. The I mentioned Gucci Guilty already. Uh, Issey Miyake for women, time tested. Jimmy Choo. I just started getting that one like in the past couple years, so I can't really say that that's been time tested. However, I do get a lot of demand for that fragrance. Juicy Couture, time tested. Kim Kardashian, time tested. Is she still relevant? You know what I'm saying? So people still want that fragrance. Um, Love Spell, time tested. Let me see what else. Mon Paris, time tested. That's just one of those fragrances I don't think will ever get old. Paris Hilton, time tested. Patti LaBelle. This fragrance right here, the Patti LaBelle, honestly is the main reason why I wanted to do this whole video because I'm like, when I first started this business, I started with Patti LaBelle in the mix of my wholesale kit. That was one of the selections that was put in there when I very first started, and it's still a big demand. It's still a big demanding fragrance. Like when I think Patti LaBelle, I mean, and I'm talking from a wide range of people. Like everybody likes that one. Uh, it's too bad that she doesn't make the blackberry pie anymore at Walmart. I don't know if she still does or if it's just that much in demand, but the blackberry pie tends to be out of stock every time I go. But she makes some mean pies, guys. Uh, let's see what else here. Pink Privacy is a top seller. Top seller. Um, the Pink Privacy Extreme. I don't know what's happened to that fragrance. I still carry it, but it just kind of fell off a cliff. It's a good fragrance though, and I have no idea why I have Polo Red Extreme in the women's section because I don't even have that for women. Prada Candy, time tested. Let me see here. Oh, a second, guys. I'm trying to hold up my master list. Um, Little guinea pigs here getting about to eat breakfast. Romance, Ralph Lauren, time tested. Let's see what else. Sorbetto Rosso. I picked that fragrance up about. I started carrying that fragrance about 3 years ago. I would say it moves out. It's a very modern smell, very modern fragrance. It's like floral with some hints of like gourmand in it. Um, Let me see the Tom Ford Blood Orange. I would say is a time tested fragrance, and Trini Girl. I think that's a Rihanna one, time tested. So the Trini Girl, all the Rihanna ones, particularly the Trini Girl, I would say are time tested. Viva La Juicy is another time tested fragrance. Warm Vanilla Sugar, and also White Diamonds. Um, Let me see. Did I even have the Nicki Minaj in here? Why do I not have that on my master list? That's not good. So the Nicki Minaj Summer, that's a time tested fragrance. So I gotta throw that up there. Now let's go run down the unisex list. So starting with the unisex, I'm gonna have to move to the other room, guys. There's a little too much noise going on here. Okay. So among the unisex fragrances, I'm gonna say is gonna be straight up from the top is going to be the 24 karat Royal Musk. That's a time tested fragrance. When I first started this business, that was another one. There was a customer that I used to have, and his main go to was the Creed Imperial, and he was one of the spray guys that was used to drive around in a fancy Range Rover and all this stuff, and he was all about his fragrances, and he was one of he was one of those customers that I converted into an oil wearer. When I put him on the oils, that was it. He was locked in. But I gave him a sample of the 24 karat Royal Musk, and he gave it to his wife, and and I was surprised. I just kind of just threw it out there, and his wife, she was one of those ladies that just I kind of struck me as somebody who was very particular, who probably wouldn't have given the 24 karat Royal Musk a second look. But when I got feedback from him, he was like, "Yeah," he was like, "That fragrance right there." He was like, "My wife really liked the 24 karat Royal Musk." So I was surprised about that. And that fragrance is a thick fragrance. If you're the type of person that's into the Japanese cherry blossom, that's another one. Dang, I'm mentioning all these fragrances, and I'm realizing, do I even have this on the master list? Man, I need to go and update this list. But anyways, the 24 karat Royal Musk really reminds me when I first smelled Japanese cherry blossom. I'm like, that smells exactly like 24 karat Royal Musk, exactly like it. Um, and that one is a big mover. The Japanese cherry blossom, I'm really surprised. It was one of those fragrances that I underestimated when I first picked it up. But that one is a big seller. Um, and in that family, I would say, in that same family, there seems to be some similarities with the amber cream. That's a unisex fragrance. The amber cream is it's kind of like right up there. That one, sometimes it's a slow mover, but when it moves, it really moves out. Let me see. African gold, aloe vera, that's another one that's just like it's slow, but when it moves out heavy. African fantasy. Why isn't that on my master list again? Here we go again. Dang y'all. I really need to get it together on my update, the master list. So African fantasy, another time tested fragrance. Let me see. Arabian sandalwood, another time tested fragrance. I carry that in large quantity. The opium, Arabian opium, another time tested one. Baby powder is one of my top sellers. Baby powder, I wouldn't do this business without baby powder. It's just, believe it or not, you got your baby powder fans that just, I mean, they wear baby powder as if uh, that's the only fragrance that's just worthy to be worn. uh, Let me see. Blackberry musk. Just got an order for that one. But that one, when it first came out, I'm like blackberry musk. Like, why am I carrying this fragrance again? But I think I got it because someone requested it, and so and then my supplier was like, yeah, this is a big seller. So the blackberry musk. Um, it's I'm still getting demand for that one. I won't say it's time tested. I wouldn't really would I go large quantity on that one? Maybe, but it's just one of those fragrances that's worthy to still be on the website. Let me see what else. Black Love is definitely a time tested fragrance. It's a sweet fragrance. I would say when I think of Black Love, I think of for some reason I think of like a cola, like a sweet soda. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what Black Love reminds me of. Uh, let's see here. Uh, Coconut mango, time tested. That's a big seller. Cocoa mango is another big seller. Uh, the let me see what else. Eat it raw. Another time tested fragrance. Egyptian musk is probably my number one biggest time tester. My biggest time tested fragrance. Let me see what else. Frankincense and myrrh, the Sudanese and the old school style frankincense and myrrh all time tested. Golden sand definitely time tested for me. Honey nut musk time tested. Let me see here. Island dream, that's a big seller for me. And I mentioned the Japanese cherry blossom already. Let's see. Uh, what else? Going down the list here. Patchouli, natural patchouli, another time tested fragrance. You just have your. There's only one patchouli. I mean, there's not one patchouli. There's also a white patchouli, but the dark patchouli, or should I say the natural patchouli, because they're not all dark. Like some of the strongest patchoulis I've been around have actually been kind of light in color, so you can't really go by what color it is, even though people do get caught up in colors. Um, Natural patchouli is a time tested fragrance that is just one of a kind. It's one of those fragrances. There's no other patchouli like patchouli, right? And so yeah, it's a time tested fragrance. Let's see here. Tunisian frankincense. that's another one of those fragrances that it'll sit for a while, but then you do have your fans. You know, there's only like a certain small select group of people that really like that fragrance. And I think that's it, y'all. So that's it. Those are my top picks for time tested fragrances that I would always consider carrying and keeping in stock. So I hope you like this video. Oh, I didn't even check for comments. Is there comments? No, there's no comments. We got some viewers in here, but I'm about to get out, guys. Just thought I'd put this video out real quick. And like, subscribe, share, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Oh, really quick. I'm sorry. I have new fragrances coming in, hopefully by this week or by next week. And so I'll be updating it with the in the wholesale section. They're gonna show up in the wholesale section first, in the 1 pound quantity. So check that list. I'll be. I'm trying to work things out with the wholesale side of things. Uh, I've actually taken down some wholesale stuff because I'm like the prices weren't right, and for some reason, my website it wasn't calculating the shipping. So, um, anyways, check again. Check the wholesale side, like I said, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everybody.